Hey Mech Fitness, thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos. Today we're actually be talking about the two best supplements that I personally use and have used to help grow muscle faster and increase your performance, as well as one super secret supplement that is sort of the god of all supplements, if I gotta say so myself. So right off the bat, for muscle growth, muscle recovery, muscle performance, we want to talk about one supplement that is just such a powerhouse that basically any type of bodybuilder, fitness person usually has in their diet and in their plan as a way to help build muscles. So with that being said, this is protein. So I personally use Optimum Nutrition gold standard 100% whey protein, and so I've been using this like gold yellowish strip on the bottom, which is, they have different colors for each one. I personally have been using this kind of protein. I use this for a while now. I really enjoy it. It tastes really good, especially the double chocolate, rich chocolate flavors. Those are really good. Anytime I have a protein shake, I usually use some kind of almond milk, put this protein in there, shake it up, and I am on my way. So really quickly, whey protein is one of the most common basically used protein out there. There's multiple different forms. There's more isolated whey proteins. There's also a bunch of different protein types. I don't have too much information, so I don't want to give you the wrong information. That's why I'm going to be sticking with whey protein and one other protein that I'm going to introduce in just a second. Why do I pick whey protein is because it is the fastest to absorb. It absorbs really fast into your muscles. So after my workout, I always throw it in with a shake, and I'm able to then go ahead and work out or finish my workout, go in the car, drink my shake. And since it's so fast, I actually quickly speeding up and going to your system and attacking your muscles and helping recover your muscles from all the fiber tears that are happening as you work out. I recommend using whey protein because that's the fastest, that's the most commonly used when you're trying to build muscle. Now, I've also recently just purchased this huge guy right here, which is the same whey protein isolate, just the red version of it. So this is the first time using it, and honestly, I can't tell the difference between this guy and the one I showed you before. It has the same amount of grams of protein per serving, same amount of amino acids, basically everything's the same. This one might be a little bit more quality just because it has 79% of protein by weight. I believe this guy had about 75. So there's a little bit more protein per weight in this guy right here, but again, not too much of a difference. If you're just starting out, honestly, either one of these proteins is really good. Before we move on to the next supplement, there's also one other protein that I personally have going to start and done research on, and that's casein. So casein is a different version of protein, just like whey protein, and this guy is more slow digestive protein. So it takes longer to actually digest this. So for me, the biggest recommendation, if you are trying to build muscle, buy casein as a way for your last meal of the night before you go to bed. Have a protein shake of casein, because it could take longer for your body. Well, your body's going to be able to actually burn that and work with the protein that it has throughout the night as you're sleeping. But this is a slow acting digestive protein, so it takes longer for you to actually for your body to actually go ahead and dissolve it. So it has to work actually harder for your body to break up the extra molecules for the protein. That being said, even says slowly digesting. It also has a ton more BCAAs, and it's 71% protein by body weight. So again, this is a great way just to help your body recover faster, as science has shown that taking protein shakes before you go to bed is actually a great way to help muscle recovery and build bigger, stronger muscles. So again, up to you guys. Highly recommend at least sticking with whey protein for now. If you want to move to casein, it's also a great way if you're in a hurry in the mornings to actually just take some casein or even whey protein as a protein shake, and it'll be somewhat of a meal replacement. It keeps you full longer because of the protein actually is one of the longest processing times it actually takes for your body and your stomach to actually go ahead and digest. And so because of that, you feel full longer because it takes more energy to actually break down the protein than it would for carbs or fats. That being said, let's move on to number 2. The second best supplement out there is going to be creatine monohydrate. Again, there's going to be multiple versions, many versions of creatine, but creatine monohydrate is the most common, it's the most researched, it's the one that most people use, and it's just like whey protein is the one that's basically the most available and the one that's you should stick with. Reasoning being is because it's the most researched, and even though some other creatines have shown, there's an increase in this or increase in digestion, increase in better, being able to better dissolve in water, all that really isn't shown to have some kind of huge significance, if any significance at all, between that and this monohydrate creatine. That being said, check out my other videos. I'm currently in the phase of loading up on creatine. I'm on my 20th day, and I'm working towards my 28th day, which is how long it takes for me to load up my muscles with creatine to the level where it's able to perform better. So what's creatine? Creatine basically is your body already makes creatine in small amounts. And you also get creatine from red meats and I believe fish as well. But the biggest factor in this is that when you cook your food, it actually burns the creatine away, so you're not getting the same significance. And because of that, your body really isn't getting enough creatine to use it for better use. So creatine basically just helps with the energy stores in your muscles. So it goes straight directly into your muscles, loads it up with the creatine, and allows it for better ATP performance. ATP being the muscle's terminology for energy, and so you're able to perform a lot better because you have more energy to perform your different weight training reps. And again, this is more for athletes that are trying to build muscle or are trying to really push themselves for a short amount of time. This is not going to be very helpful for long distance running, cardio, because it's not what it's made for. But if you're really trying to weight train, gain muscle, this is great because it helps you recover faster, helps you perform better, and overall is one of the most researched, besides proteins, one of the most researched supplements out there that has proven to work. So a quick side note here, most people, about 20 to 30% of people are actually immune to creatine and doesn't actually do anything for them. That being said, you might be one of those, so again, expect that there's a potential that you might not be compatible with creatine. So far from what I've been using, I've been seeing a lot more performance, a lot more ability to lift heavier weights and do a lot more reps per set. Again, before we leave this, there's one last thing I want to talk about, and it's the fact that there's two different phases of using creatine, or two different ways, I should say. One is the loading phase, which is usually 7 to 10 days, is where you take about 20 to 30 grams of creatine per day to help sort of increase the amount of creatine in your body so your muscles are able to absorb it a lot faster, and then you back down to about between 3 and 5 grams of creatine per day. Now, I personally am going the other route, which is I just take 5 grams of creatine from day one all the way till whenever I want to stop. The reason being is I plan on using this long term, and because I want to use it long term, there's no reason for me to load and go into all that when instead I could just be going ahead and taking it slowly to build up my body, get used to the creatine in it, and then eventually when it tops off and my body and my muscles are full on creatine, I can just level it every single day. Now, if you're someone that wants to use creatine every, let's say 3 months and then stop and alternate between using and not using creatine, that's when I would recommend loading phases. Though scientists have shown that it is safe and there's no permanent long-term damage if you use this for, I believe, like 2 or 3 years consistently. Again, if depending on some people like to switch it up and off. So if you have just like a month or 3 months of using creatine, or half a year, definitely do the loading phase to get yourself up in creatine. If you use this for a year or longer, or a long consistent time, just take 5 grams of creatine a day. It's all you really need. After 28 days, you'll be fully stocked up. Well, that was creatine. Now, like I said, those are the 2 best supplements for building muscles. Protein is a great way to build muscle, to help recover you faster, and creatine is just an extra step to that helps you perform better. damage your muscle fibers, tear them a little bit more than normal because of the better performance and energy you have, therefore allowing you to recover and build bigger and stronger muscles. Now with that, one last thing I want to mention as well, and I'll make another video, is that I know some people talk about BCAAs, amino acids, being a great way to build muscle, and that is true. Muscles and amino acids are basically interconnected, and they're the best way to build muscle. And that's why I recommend protein, because protein has about 5 grams, or that has a ton of BCAAs already in it per serving size. And so if you already are taking protein, there's no need to go ahead and buy separate amino acids and BCAAs. The reason for this is because if you do, it's just a waste of money, because everything your body doesn't use is just get leave out of your body, so just get flush it out. So because of this, I don't recommend. If you personally don't want to use protein, then I would consider using amino acids, buying supplements for that. But if you're just going to be using protein, stick with that. You'll be totally fine. Now moving on to the god of supplements, the supplement that I've been starting to use, and so many benefits from the supplement, and that is going to be fish oil. Now this guy right here is a little bit stronger fish oil. This is about 1,200 milligrams of EPA and 600 milligrams of DHA, which is a 2-to-1 ratio. And all that means is EPA is basically just your cardiovascular system, so your blood flows, your heart, stuff like that. So it has a lot more for your heart. And then DHA is for your brain function up here and for your mind. I'm going to put that away because it makes a lot of noise. So really quickly, fish oil, I know some of you guys are thinking like, what? What? Like that's the god of supplements? And honestly, it is. Why? Because fish oil has so many benefits, and it just helps overall to keep you healthier over time, especially for someone like me who has a high blood pressure, has a potential of having heart disease. This fish oil allows you, and because of its component omega-3s, omega-6, it actually flushes out the gunk and the different plaque that's in your arteries, allowing your heart to be cleaned out. So I highly recommend this for anyone that has a more unhealthy balanced diet, a lot of fast food, a lot of heavy fats, a lot of just bad food. I highly recommend taking fish oil because it will help you to actually just go ahead and clear out your arteries and help your blood flow a lot better, which is going to help you in the long run. Again, it's not the solution to eating unhealthy, but is a great way to at least have some kind of prevention against if you're going to keep eating unhealthy. Now, besides unhealthy and all that stuff, another great thing fish oil does is it supports joint health and helps reduce, if you have arthritis, it helps reduce the pain and the swelling of your joints. Also, it's a great way to, it has been shown that it potentially helps recover faster after workouts. You feel less sore, helps you actually perform a lot better and have more endurance. It also is shown to help you with clarity and your brain, so you're able to remember a lot better, focus a lot better. Just a ton of benefits to show. There's some even showing that it's good for weight loss. There's just a ton of different benefits. You can check it out. I'll make a separate video just on fish oils itself. But for right now, fish oil is, seriously, if it's not in your diet, especially if you're not eating a lot of fish, especially if you're in the Midwest area where fish isn't as common, definitely check out fish oils. Start taking it with your diet, and you'll see in a month the kind of improvement you'll be feeling from all the benefits of omega-3s in fish oil. Again, that was the god of supplements. Fish oils are such a great way, especially for people dealing with either some kind of foggy brain, if you are struggling to remember things, or just some type of high blood pressure, anything like that. It does help your blood flow a lot better and clear out the arteries and the vessels in your heart and throughout your body to make sure that you're not getting clogged up and increasing your chance of having a heart attack or a stroke from that. With that being said, though, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I had a great time recording this. These are, protein, creatine, fish oils are my 3 go-to supplements that I've personally picked up, used myself. There's a couple other ones, but these are really the ones to focus on and invest your money. If you're starting out right now, I would recommend sticking with protein, whey protein, and potentially going for fish oils if it allows in your budget. And then after you worked out for a bit, then I would recommend actually going and trying to incorporate creatine if that's something for you, and if it's something you recommend, if you personally want to use and try out. With that being said, though, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Check out Mech Fitness on YouTube because there's a ton of exclusive videos coming out on Thursdays that you can only get on Mech Fitness. With that being said, though, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in another one of my videos. Peace out.